The latest step from yesterday was the decision to make 30-year-old Parks Frazier, who just a few years ago, he walked through the door as the assistant to the head coach.
Yeah.
He was that for 2 years. Then he was a quality control, which is the lowest level you can be and still be on the coaching staff, but that's where he was.
Right.
Then he was assistant quarterbacks coach last year. This year he's been pass game specialist and assistant quarterbacks coach. He's going to call the plays. That's the guy that Jeff Saturday selected, not Scott Milanovic, who apparently was a head coach in the CFL.
Yeah.
So knows a thing or two, maybe more about Parks Frazier. So at a time when you already have the dynamics turned completely upside down in Indianapolis, the idea that you're giving the play calling duties to a guy who was a step below Scott Milanovic, that only makes it even more awkward in the locker room as they try to put this all together.
Now, this is the move that would make me think they're tanking right here. Like hey, Jeff, I'll sell you, Jeff, okay? I'll sell you, but you make sure the most unqualified guy in the building calls the plays for us this week. I mean, that's what that is. This is, I don't know, this is up there with the craziest of them all, too. Now, maybe Scott Milanovic, Mike, it did cross my mind yesterday when I saw this, is just that maybe he didn't want to. Maybe he was like, I don't want to call this offense and this mess right now. You guys put it on my name that it didn't work. I could see certain guys in this situation going, nah, no thanks. I'll keep coaching the quarterbacks. Thanks a lot. So I don't know where that goes. But first off, Parks Frazier, I know you just laid out. This is beyond not ready for this type of duty. Assistant to the head coach just 2 years ago? Do you know what the assistant to the head coach?
3 years ago.
Not 2 years ago.
3.
It was 2018,
sure
2019. I thought it was 2018, 2019. All right.
That's 3 years ago.
Okay, 3 years
2022.
ago. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not counting this full year yet.
All right.
But either way, like, assistant to the head coach is like, hey, go pull my car around front. Hey, go get my dry cleaning. Hey, go pass this message along to the other coaches. And then you said it, quality control. Again, that's what I was up in New England. That's
the kiss of death.
Exactly, right. It's typing things into a computer. That's what you're doing. You're breaking down teams. You're, looking at tendencies that you might have. They're giving you little projects that way. And then the assistant quarterback coach, the guy who sits in the quarterback room, in the back of the room, in the corner, and hands out some printed papers and then just listens to the quarterback coach run the meeting. I don't know. It's just shocking. You can't make this stuff up right now, what's going on in Indianapolis. It's shocking. I don't mean any disrespect to him. I'm just laying down the disrespect of the whole coaching process right now that's being laid out here, I think, is what really is shocking to me.
Well, I keep thinking back to Monday night when Jim Irsay said, I'm glad Jeff Saturday doesn't have experience because NFL coaches are afraid. They operate in fear. Well, you got a whole room full of NFL coaches now. Beyond having to placate anyone who may interview for the job later or not, you've got a room full of guys on staff who are NFL coaches. When you throw that brush around and paint gets on everyone, it gets on the guys currently on your staff. And I've had people ask me this question too. And I think it has some merit. The question of whether or not one or more of the guys on staff should have resigned in protest. And look, it's just like when someone bets on themselves, we love it because it's not our money.
Yeah.
Like they got up and they resigned in protest. What a great thing. How inspirational. Yeah. Gee, I wonder how they're going to pay their electric bill now. That's the other side of it. There's a thing every 2 weeks you get called a paycheck that would be the thing that would cause you to not storm out in protest. There's also a legal phrase known as breach of contract that you may be a little concerned about. So, okay, fine. You don't storm out, but Chris, maybe you got some people there who aren't all that happy.
Yeah.
We don't know. They're not going to come out and tell us that.
What?
You may, on a coaching staff with that many people, chances are a certain percentage of them are pissed off right now, and they're going to go through the motions and do the bare minimum as an FU to Jim Irsay.
Mike, 100%. There's no doubt. This is totally against, the hierarchy of how coaching goes. It is disrespectful to a lot of those guys in that building. And I hear what you're saying. I'm sure there's guys in that building that have looked at it and gone, man, I'd love to just quit and resign. The problem is, and this is, this is one of the goods and the bads of coaching and being in the NFL is, again, a lot of these coaches aren't going to do that because they're not going to disrespect the owner because of fear of it might affect them with another job. It might affect them with the Colts maybe 4 years down the road when they go work somewhere else and now a new head coach is with the Colts and they want to bring them back. And they go, Irsay goes, well, don't bring that jerk back. He quit on us last time. So that's what's really holds it together here is that it's the rest of the NFL that stops some of these coaches walking out the NFL or walking out the door. And it's the future prospects of jobs and maybe a job back with the Colts is the only thing stopping some of these coaches. I guarantee, Mike, coaches want to walk out of that building right now and go, what the hell? The hell with this? I'll wait till January and try to find a new job with a new team.
Yeah, anytime you go against the shield, even if
yeah,
it is the nuttiest, craziest example of dysfunction we've ever seen in the middle of a season. Even then, there's only 32 of these teams. Once you get a reputation
you get
for
labeled.
that kind of a thing,
right?
It's hard to get back in. There's too many other choices out there, especially if there's an owner that's willing to go beyond the universe of the traditional coaching industry choices, just start plucking people out of anywhere, out of studios to be head coaches. So I wonder whether and to what extent there is that acrimony. And look, all the stuff that people are speculating about on the outside as they try to make sense of this, I guarantee you this stuff is happening on the inside as they try to make sense of it. Why isn't John Fox the interim head coach? Why isn't Gus Bradley the interim head coach? Why isn't Scott Milanovich the play caller? Why isn't Reggie Wayne the head coach? If you want to reach back into the past glory days and make one of the players who was a key part of the team's success a head coach, how about the guy that's already the receivers coach? Who's in the damn building, who accepted the offer to come. I don't blame Jeff Saturday for saying yes to this. I do blame Jeff Saturday for saying no to opportunities to join the coaching staff because it would have made it a lot easier for this medicine to go down for everyone if he was already on the staff. So those guys on that coaching staff are, I would assume, justifiably pissed. And all the things we're wondering about, are they tanking? What's going on? They're wondering about it 10 times over.
Yeah, they are. I'm worrying about it. But this is the one thing that, is great about NFL coaches, too. They're worrying about that. They're thinking some of those things. They might even roll their eyes in a, meeting, the linebackers coach with the linebackers about like, oh, what's going on here? But man, my experience when NFL coaches have an incredible positivity about them. And they're still, it's almost like a teacher in school. No matter what, hey, the principal did what today, or, the superintendent did what, doesn't matter. I got to come in and teach my kids and make them better. And there is that aspect in coaching. There is that. And a lot of these coaches they're glorified teachers that just know how to swear and are a little rough around the edges and love football. So they'll put their best foot forward when it comes to that stuff. They will. But how could they not, like the rest of what you're talking about, Mike, scratch their head, roll their eyes in private room or settings, talking to each other, going, what are we doing? This is crazy, and giggle and laugh. And that's definitely going on. And of course, with the players, the training staff, everybody in the organization right now, they're all doing it. But that's where it goes back to the militaristic, chain of command in the NFL. They'll continue to go on, and they'll respect Jeff Saturday and act like he's the Sergeant General, and yes, sir, whatever you say, head coach, and they'll go from there, as crazy as it is. As crazy as it is. But, yeah, I've never seen anything like this. I can't remember anything like this in my days ever in football.
It's a lot of stuff that a lot of people have to process on the fly. The players will be in the building today.
Yeah.
They have to, that's when there's going to be these comments like, there's some stuff going on this week. And then they got to practice, and they got to prepare, and they got a game plan that's got to be installed. All the things you do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, they've got to do. And then they have to pack it all up and go to Las Vegas and play the Raiders, coached by Josh McDaniels, who left the Colts at the altar, sparking the Frank Reich regime in the first place. It really is the craziest damn thing I've ever seen in season, created by a team, a decision made by a team, not a circumstance that was thrust upon a team like John Gruden last year, which was pretty damn crazy. But the Raiders didn't say, gee, how can we turn our season upside down? The Colts did. Again, they didn't do it on purpose. Jim Irsay actually believes the glass is half full.
And it's not like this team was like 2-12 or 2-14 the last 2 years. It's playoffs 2 out of the last 4 years. It's salvaging a year with Jacoby Brissett and being competitive. It's on the fringe of the playoffs with Carson Wentz, where, again, I know that maybe Frank Reich is being held accountable for that decision to a degree. I get it, but still, it was a positive year. Did anybody definitely think the Colts were going to the Super Bowl last year? Was that such a disappointment? That's where it's shocking. It's not like this is some of the years we saw with the Cleveland Browns and some of the coaches being cycled through there that were winning 2 games, 1 game, 3 game, whatever. I mean, this team was relevant and a player. So that's where it's even, more shocking than usual.
Top quartile of the top quartile of the top quartile.
Top quartile. That's right.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.